Greetings. It's a little after 12 here in southeastern Michigan. And I wanted to go up for like an hour or so. I got to make a couple of banners for the channel. So I thought I'd go up and say hi. Uh, all right. So I got to add on a couple of new shows on. So I'm going to build those while I keep you guys talking. And then I guess the big thing I want to find out is how the sound is on the channel. I want to know if the sound is um, clear and crystal clear, or if it's like yesterday with sort of feedbacky. Yeah, it was a little bit rough yesterday with our show with Greta. The sound was just, and it was not the first time. So I'm thinking that I'm not sure if it's StreamYard or not. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this stream here, see what kind of audio we get, and then I'm gonna do a hey, there he is. Spot on. Wow, okay, so it's not StreamYard, it's not me. So all right. Yeah, yesterday was rough. Hey, there he is. What's going on, Larry? I think from now on, check this out. See if this works for you guys. I think that wherever Larry is at, whatever channel he's at, it instantly turns into the cat house. So right now, he came onto the stream, it's now the cat house. Matt, how you doing, sir? Oh, thank you so much, Simon. Appreciate that. Well, this is really good news. You guys already made my day already. With the sound is crystal clear. Because I was thinking, man, I have to go back and get another phone. I'm gonna be bummed out. But the sound is wow. So it was her phone. Okay. Wow. Well, I'll let her know. Yeah, that's weird. Unless StreamYard came from behind and cleaned it up, which I just don't see that happening. All right, so I'm gonna be making a banner real quick. You guys talk among yourselves. I'll keep talking too. Let me drop something down for you guys. Um, I'm not sure if you guys know about this. Let me get it off my Facebook page. Oh, holy cow! It's right. All right. Some I got some good news, man. Looks like Mondo, Madman Pondo, wrestler Madman Pondo is going to be coming back to revisit Hey Internet. It's Eric. Um, man, I got to give Eric a shout out too, man, because I'm going to be interviewing my very first professional athlete. Um, okay, maybe cut out a couple of times. Yeah, that's see. I just want to know if that's the phone, if it's the phone or if it's StreamYard. Hey, Lady Valerie, how are you? How are you? Congratulations on getting Micah Parsons. That's a hell of a trade. The Packers are going to be they're now instant Super Bowl contenders. That's a great trade. I was like, wow, Packers going to be rough this year. I would not want to play that team, though I think we are. Let's see. Yeah, no problem, Matt. And I'm going to ping you with my September schedule, and then you tell me what day is good for you. If you want to do your do your the creative interview, I'll be happy to do that. That'll be a lot of fun. All right. So I'm not sure how many of you guys. I'm sure you guys all remember the Cinema Squad. Dan and Jace, Jonathan, Sean, and of course Anthony from from Fever Dreamland Theater. So I got this from Lisa Davies. I got this off my Facebook, and it looks like that Sean is pretty sick, and don't know exactly what happened, but he suddenly almost got like paralysis beneath his waist. Don't know exactly what caused it, um, but it happened to him. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and drop this here. I'm gonna drop his GoFundMe here, and and see if I can find it. Okay. Yeah, let's do that way. Uh, okay. Probably gonna do this for a longer time. So, like, Sean is one of the nicest guys in our community. The Cinema Squad, they're just absolutely great dudes. Jim, miss you too, buddy. We are doing well. We're hanging in there. Again, my condolences on the loss of your family friend. It seems to be a lot of pain this week, a lot of pain the last couple of weeks. Um, uh, 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 when I heard that, it seemed like now here I am talking about Sean from Cinema Squad. He got really sick. Don't know exactly what happened to him. Sean's one of the guys that runs that collective, and they do that. If you might not know the individual names, but they do a show every year called the Rubber Duckies, and they go through the best of what was seen during the past year. And there's five of them. I think there should be six. I've been telling them for last year, over a year, they need to put Lisa Davies as a Cinema Squad members. But right now they have five. I guess she could be like an affiliate. Um, and just really nice guys. And Sean is a professional film critic. That's what he does. That's his job. And he's very good at it, and very good at it. And he got hurt. We don't know what happened to him. Like, again, it's just he lost all feelings from the waist down, and so so he's struggling here, and he was really open about this too. And I'm going to be open about it too, because I actually think that, because it is positive. First, I'm concerned it's positive, and I think it might have saved his life. So when you guys go over to the GoFundMe, which I'm going to drop right now, um, Sean mentioned that he mentioned in there that oops. Uh, so he said in his video that um, that he'd been struggling with some problems, some personal demons, so to speak, and but and just recently had really manifested itself, but he has been taking positive steps to address it. And so he had 2 to 3 months of sobriety underneath him when he got sick. And the reason why I say this is the fact that because he was clean and sober, I think it's going to help his recovery. He's going to recover now. Um, so I'm very excited to hear that. I know he's gonna has a long road ahead of him, a long road. He has to learn to walk again. So he's gonna go to physical rehab, and I don't know how long that takes, because nobody really knows what happened to him. It sounds like some sort of virus or something like that, because he didn't mention that he had been into any accident. He hadn't fallen anywhere, or, got hit or anything like that. He just said that one day he woke up, and all of a sudden there's just he has no feeling beneath his waist. So I'm going to drop down the GoFundMe link. Um, I'm gonna drop it here, and then I'm gonna pin it. Um, so I mean, obviously, I know things are really rough everywhere for all of us. We're all really, we're feeling the tariffs. We're feeling the prices going up. Um, and I feel bad for people who've ordered things from Europe. You might not get your shit now for quite a while. Don't buy anything from overseas. Um, but if you guys can, some of you might not even know Sean or any of the Cinema Squad, so you might not feel any emotional connection to this to Sean, like some of us have. But I always say that those who can donate, please, thank you, and those who can't, please, thank you, please share it out. So if you can't donate, that's fine. I totally understand that. We all can't do it. I can't do every one that I comes across my desk, but I still can share it out. So if you can share it out, only if you feel like you've known Sean or any of the Cinema Squad enough to do that. Obviously, if you don't know neither Sean or the squad, I would just say share it out. All right, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. And Lady Valerie said, Lady Valerie said, thank you. See, the problem, Jim. That's what we're here for, man. Your best friend's mom who passed away, but she was 90. Hell, I'm not gonna mourn that. I'm gonna celebrate that. Hell yeah, she had a hell of a run. Yeah, 96. She's a. Oh my gosh. You know what though? Here's the thing. Here's the thing, and this is something that we don't do nearly enough. We don't do this nearly enough. That sometimes that we don't talk to the elderly people. Like if I had elderly relatives that were close to me, I would really want to talk to them and record them, just sit there and say, hey, grandma, grandpa, I just want you to talk and I'm going to record. I'm going to ask you some questions. Make it into a living history. Because a lot of times we don't think about that. And then when they're gone, then we're going like, wow, I wish, the story she could have told, the story she must have had. Well, she did. She had them when she had them, all this way up to when she crossed over. But yeah, and I don't understand when people when someone like this passes and they say, oh, that's too bad. That's sad. Why? 96? Well, not me personally, but for most people, man, I think we all want to go there, right? I mean, we all want to get to that, as long as has a good quality of life, as long as we're not stuck in it's not stuck in a nursing home with somebody making, $7 an hour. Um, but if we don't, if we have a robust senior who's, active in the community and has friends and everything else, and then when they do cross over, it's all about hell yeah, they had a hell of a run. I'm not one of those who will. I mean, of course, we're all sorry for the people that are affected by it who are living, but actually, it's cause for celebration. 90 any hell. I mean, 90 anything over 90, man. I mean, even in the 80s, you still got vitality, and yeah. Okay, there you go. I would actually take your camera, Val, get a couple of tea, you and your mom, and just tell your mom, I'm gonna just record you. I want you to tell stories. I don't care what you tell, how you tell it. I just want you to tell it, and then you can record it, and then when the time comes and she crosses over, and you're feeling like you really want to talk to your mom or hear your mom's voice, bam, you got her right there. Oh, it'll bring comfort to you. Um, yes. And see, Lady Valerie, thank you, Patrick. You could hear the hell yeah from the cheeseheads across our state. It was announced yesterday. How does that work? How does that work where Green Bay gets probably one of the top three linebackers and Micah Parsons, and the Steelers get fucking Aaron Rodgers? I don't get it. There's no justice in football. Um, See, Jim says, my family doesn't have to do that with me because when I die, I'm going to come back and haunt their asses. Well, I'm going to tell, we're going to tell your family, like, hey, if you want to get Jim out here and he's feeling shy, because ghosts are shy. Um, if you want to bring him in there, everybody's like, how do you bring a ghost to life? How do you how do you make them manifest themselves? I have the perfect answer when it comes down to Jim, and we all know what it is. Having the time of his life, he's gonna come for that, right? That's right. Having the time of your life, Jim. That's right. God damn it. And speaking of that, uh, it was a couple of weeks ago. It was the 38th anniversary, or 38th, yeah, 38th. That it was the 38th anniversary of the releasing of that movie. Oh my gosh, new material? No, as long as you continue to rise to the bait, everybody's gonna let you have it. I'm not the only one. But the thing is though, we talk about Jennifer Grey. Oh, I'm not even. I don't know if you saw my review for Total Recall, Jim, but Patrick Swayze was initially was going to be cast in the Arnold Schwarzenegger role. I heard that, and I just lost it. I heard that when I was watching the special features, and they were doing the making of the movie, and they said that Patrick Swayze was the first choice of Dino De Laurentiis. Um, he was the first choice to play Doug Quaid, but then Dino De Laurentiis went bankrupt, and then Arnold got the movie, and then history is history. What's going on, Corey? All right, so um, we are going to grab a picture or two. Uh, let's see. I'm going to do this one first. All right. Um, uh, so I'm going to be making a new banner here. We are going to be talking with our good friend Michael Cassie again. He's got a brand new movie that got released, um, and called No Tears in Hell. And I watched that movie, and it is awesome. It's brutal, but it's if you're a horror fan, you're digging it. You're sitting there going, hell yeah. Um, if anybody was a fan of the miniseries Dahmer, um, if anybody was a fan of Dahmer, um, yeah. Oh, then you'll like No Tears in Hell. I'm just gonna put the picture of Luke on here because all right. So No Tears in Hell is based on a short story, or not a true story, not a short story. No, wrong term, big in a big way. But it is based off a true story set in Russia, where this guy he they say he killed up to 100 people and he ate them. That's right. That's what I said. He was a mass killer, and so the Russian authorities suspected that he killed up to 100 people, and yeah. Uh, have a great weekend, Jim. Up for sure. And happy birthday again. Hi, Sue. How are you? Hi, Brene. How are you? So, I know, right? So, we're we're talking about a guy who killed 100 people in Russia and ate them. But Michael has based No Tears in Hell based on that story, and it's a hell of a horror film. It's those who are lightly into horror, like or like the horror light, like major studio light, might have a hard time with this one. But those who love independent horror, those who love extreme horror, this is gonna be right up your alley for sure. You're gonna be sitting there watching this and going like, you're gonna enjoy the movie for sure. Great young cast in it. Luke Baines, it plays the main villain, and this is absolutely true. Um, Now I'll ask anybody to sit down and talk with me. I'll ask anybody, anybody. But for the very first time, and I mean this, for the very first time, I I didn't want to interview this guy. He was that good in this movie. He creeped the shit out of me. I mean, he really is creepy in this movie. And most of the time you sit there and I know the publicist for the film too. And I'm going like, yeah, I'll talk to the guy who played the cop over there. Yeah. Well, you want to go? You want to talk to Luke? Oh, well, my schedule's full. I wasn't. I was spooked by this guy's performance, man. It was like it's really strong, and it's like, um, but I have slowly gotten over that, and hell, I even told that to John Fallon the other day, when he was here. He's the director of operations for Joe Blow, right? So that guy has interviewed and talked to thousands of people, thousands of celebrities, and movie and covered thousands of movies. Um, I told him, I said, it's the first time I've ever gone to the, like, do I want to interview this? No, no, I'm good for this. He says, well, that's why you need to do this to get over that hump. And so I'm, I'm just thinking how many times he's probably heard me say this. I'm sure he's had other people come up there and say, yeah, dude, man, you scare the hell out of me. Um, but it just speaks to the level of the movie that Michael Cassie has created, to where he's created like an instantaneous classic, like Travis Barker from Taxi Driver, or whatever his last name. I don't think it was like that. The part that Robert De Niro played, Travis Bickle. So instant classic character. As soon as you see him, you'll never forget him. So hey, look who's here. It's James. All right. Uh, James has been tearing it up lately. I've been seeing him and Mark out and about. Uh, Hopefully everything's going well. Uh, yeah. Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you. I normally don't celebrate my birthday anymore, personally, but man, oh man, that's this year was crazy. I still got to go back to Facebook and heart everybody who said happy birthday to me. The channel is dead. What do you mean is dead? What do you mean? Did you take it off, or are you just taking a break? It seems like, honestly, James, it seems like a lot of people are taking breaks now. Hey, Charles, how are you, sir? Charles Cochran, ladies and gentlemen. The inspiration for my review of The Rise of the Gargoyles, which is a hell of a movie. That movie surprised the hell out of me. It was really fun. That was a really fun movie. That was cool. I didn't think I'd be able to record that. Um Yeah, I didn't think I would. I didn't think I was going to run across any man eaters. After the ones I have already reviewed, I didn't think I was going to find any more. And then my buddy had one hidden away in one of the binders. Uh, okay, okay. So yeah, there's nothing wrong with the channel just being sleepy right now. Yeah, I'm kicking it a little bit, yeah, but I'm probably gonna be taking I'm gonna be taking probably a interview hiatus once I get to 600 interviews. And that I'm gonna take a hiatus after that and come up with something new. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do yet, but I'm gonna do something a little bit different. I enjoy reviewing. That's the thing. I enjoy the reviewing, but as far as the interviews go, I'm probably just gonna take it easy unless yeah. Yeah, I just gotta line up some more people to talk to. Uh, been on a break for 3 years now. That's you know what though, but you're still up and about though, Bernie. I mean, as long as you're visiting other channels and leaving comments or whatever like that, and you're having fun doing that. I mean, I've been leaving a lot of comments around. It's fun. Been seeing what other people have been up to. Um, of course, we hang out with Ava and Steve on Mondays. That's almost like mandatory now. Go by and say hi to Steve and Lucas boy. He's got the sweetest dog. I'm a cat guy 100%, but Lucas boy, he's a special one. He's a ham. He I told Steve before, I think his dog is part cat. All right. So let me bring up my page again so I can start working on my see what it looks like. Oh, that's great. Yeah. Woohoo. Okay, I gotta take this private while I work on it. All right. We're also going to be doing a watch party too next month on the 13th, Saturday the 13th. We're going to be watching The Hole. Um, I'm going to watch the. We're going to do it. We're going to be watching The Hole on the 13th. And hey, there's Jamie Hart. Hi, Jamie. How are you feeling? Hopefully, you're feeling well. Of course, we can't ever let Jamie come into any chat without throwing her signature hearts. That's right. YouTube should pay you for every time someone hits a purple heart, Jamie. They should pay you. They should monetize you for that. Because I'm sure that you're the cause of every purple heart on YouTube. What are you going to be doing with yourself now, James? I'm glad to hear that, Jamie. Now I put a link on top of the chat there. Um, some of you have just come in since I put it up there. So one of our friends is got very ill, and Sean Jackson from the Cinema Squad, and so I put his GoFundMe link on top of the page. So those who can help out, awesome. Those who can share out, awesome. And thank you so much. So Okay. Let's see. Super excited for the I was going to mention too that Eric Fred Hagen, it's Eric. He is he's doing interviews as well. Not the volume that I'm doing them, of course. That's probably a good thing too. But he had actually he's been wrestling some very cool independent wrestlers, and he's got one coming back, Madman Pondo, um, who was just a really terrific dude. I was there for the first time that Eric had him on a show, and it was a great interview. Really, really good interview. Wrestlers do good interviews. I gotta say, every time I've ever heard a wrestler do an interview or a podcast, though I never really noticed this until someone pointed it out. Because the only interviews I seem to get are the ones that are happy. Like they're talking to Mark Carraway, who played the Undertaker on WWE, and he generally seems like he is really enjoying life right now. And uh, but I guess there's a few wrestlers out there that seem to be very bitter for some reason. I don't know why. I mean, as far as the stars go, I don't know why. I mean, some of the ones that maybe didn't get as famous, okay, but that's just a job. Yeah, oh, it's a job that you chose to do. Um, it's you had a career. You got seen in front of thousands and thousands of people, millions of people actually. Um, but uh, but Eric's been interviewing these independent wrestlers who basically wrestle in small, like junior high school basketball courts, very small places. And he also been interviewing death match wrestlers. Death match. Okay, some of you guys who are into wrestling might remember ECW, right? Extreme Championship Wrestling. So they did some crazy shit on that show. Well, Deathmatch takes that and does the same thing times 10. I've seen some shows on YouTube, and I'm actually shocked that YouTube lets them on there. Uh, it's rough. Those people get banged the hell up. I don't know. You just gotta be a special kind of I don't know if courageous is the right word for it, but you got to be special kind of something to go in there and let people hit you with fluorescent light. Now, if you've seen a fluorescent light, they're in tubes, and when they break, they're like you drop a coffee cup or a glass, and it'll have 4 or 5 main chunks of it, plus a little bit. I mean, you can see everything that the glass is. You can see it. When you drop a fluorescent light, you have to keep sweeping that area or vacuuming it for you, or have to use a vacuum to get everything out. Otherwise, you'll be walking across that same patch of floor and you'll get cut because it's still on the ground. It's shattered so badly. Um, these guys hit each other with those lights. I'm not kidding you. They do the thumbtacks. Um, they do the Negan. Where Negan wrapped barbed wire around the Lucille. They do that. They wrap barbed wire around there, and then or put it on the ring. So when you get bounced into the ring, um, so basically these guys are just nuts, right? But they love their sport. They love it. They will travel the country, and the fans will turn out there, and they are passionate. They are passionate. If you ever go to a death match, bring plastic, like a raincoat, a poncho. Bring that with you if you plan on sitting in the first 3 or 4 rows, because you will get blood splattered on you, guaranteed, absolutely guaranteed. That's not just hype. It's yes, but they love it, Jamie. I watched the interviews on Eric's channel, um, and through that, I'm going to be interviewing a pioneer for women doing death matches. through Eric, I'm going to be interviewing Mickey Knuckles on the 23rd of September. I can't wait. I've watched her videos. She's like a human tank. Uh, it's amazing. I've never seen anything like it. Just I've been around a while, but I've never seen anything like that. That was absolutely crazy. Um, so I'm really happy about that. I mean, I have so many questions. That interview is just gonna fly because I have so many questions. Um, you know, and the one thing I'm not gonna say though, I'm smarter than John Stossel was. I'm not gonna sit there and say, Is it fake?" Or it's not fake. Deathmatch wrestling, I mean, yeah, it's like professional wrestling in the fact that you have your winners and losers, and you go behind the scenes, and you talk about how who's going to win and how they're going to win and everything else. You do walk through those steps, but how you go from behind the stage to the ring and raise your hand, that's the journey. That's what you're watching. It's like, okay, she's going to win, but how is she going to win? And that's really all it is with wrestling. It's like, who's going to win. You just want to see how they're going to do it. Um, it's sort of like a soap opera. Oh, speaking of that too, that's funny. I mentioned that too. So I guess the Minnesota Vikings, um, I guess the Minnesota Vikings had male cheerleaders. Um, yeah, they dressed up in the costumes like and like it's like male cheerleaders, like you see it. And they're running out there and they're celebrating with the team, and people are having a really hard time with that. I mean, I guess I guess there's two ways to look at it. Oh, wrestling is just like a soap opera. I mean, you could watch Days of Our Lives today. You could watch an episode today, come back a year later, and they're still telling the same plot. That's really, it's exactly the same thing, and that's what wrestling is too. Wrestling's the same thing. It's soap operas for males. Um, but I was thinking about this, about they're saying how they're having male cheerleaders for the Vikings, and people are just like they're I was initially I was like, oh come on, really? But then I thought about it, going like, who am I to say anything? And the more I thought about it, I thought, I'm watching all these guys just totally melt down over the fact that there's male cheerleaders on there, right? I wonder if they realize that if you put a fucking mirror in front of them, it's them. I mean, I'm a fan. I'm a cheerleader when the Steelers are playing, and they're doing well. I'm sitting in my house. I'm yelling. I'm cheering. I'm going, hell yeah. What's the difference? That I'm not wearing short shorts and and a t-shirt. I'm still a freaking cheerleader. Any fan of any sport is a cheerleader. When you sit there and you see when you're wearing the team shirt, like today, wearing this got rings, it's a Yankee t-shirt. It's the same thing. And oh yes, and that's the other thing I was going to mention too. Many high schools and college players have male cheerleaders, and let me tell you, those male cheerleaders, I tell you right now, half the coaches are giving those male cheerleaders the side eye because they're sitting there going like, I wish I could have that kid on my team. Here he is. He's lifting a beautiful babe up on one hand, and he's strong as hell. They're strong as hell, and the coach is sitting there going like, man, like I wish I had that guy on my team. How do I get him from out? How do I get him from lifting beautiful girls to coming out and getting hit by somebody else? They're smart. Cheerleaders are hella smart. They can go to the game. They can be a part of the game, and they get to lift beautiful babes up. I think male cheerleaders had the best role in sport. Hell yeah, they do. That's right, Larry. Yep. I've seen some of those guys I've seen some of those guys on the on the sidelines during the television broadcast. Man, I'm telling you, they're just the strongest guys that playing on the field, which is why I don't think they ever get any lip from anybody. That's right, David, right? Uh, the movie Bring It On. That's what the one guy did. He would keep on lifting up the cheerleaders and having slight accidents. Um, I don't think the cheerleaders from the Vikings are doing that though. I don't think the cheerleader. It's not going to be like the college cheerleaders. It's like the guy's just literally just a cheerleader. He's not lifting anybody or flipping anybody. He's just running out, standing next to the girls with the pom poms. Maybe that's what people are having problems with. Maybe because he's not doing that. But that's that. There you go, right? There you go. And yep, yep. But I was just thinking about how many people were raising Cain because of that, and I'm going like, you know, we do the same thing. Anybody that walks to a stadium, guess what? You're a cheerleader. The only thing is the difference between you and them on the sidelines is that they are on the sidelines and they're getting paid a little bit of money. You, on the other hand, are not on the sidelines and you're being asked to pay for a hell of a lot of money to watch those guys make a little bit of money. That's the only difference. Uh, all right. As you can tell by the title of the stream, I don't think I've ever truly done that. And ask me anything, but you can ask me anything. If you have questions, I'm sure you guys have questions. Uh, Dug your werewolf, David. Dug your three werewolf movies, man. I thought the Underworld was a genius pick. That was genius. Everybody was gonna pick either Teen Wolf or American Werewolf in London, and I thought it was it's Halloween. Hell yeah, time to break out Sam. That's right. It's Sam season. Oh man, we aren't you guys supposed to be doing a coast to coast? I love Underworld. Underworld is so much fun. Or The Howling, yeah. I put down my three favorite. I put down Werewolves Within. Love that movie. I put down Hunter's Moon, which is actually one of it's Michael Cassie's debut film. And I picked out one more too, but I didn't do the usual. Everybody else took the same damn werewolf movie over and over. I really do like Werewolves Within. That is a fun movie, and I really enjoyed that quite a bit. That was a lot. That was a lot of fun. I'm not sure. We actually covered that for we covered that on the ISC show. Let me go get that because you guys can check that out. But at least bookmark it, and then you guys can come back to it. So Mike, uh, who's ironically his channel is called An American Werewolf in New Jersey. He actually picked this out for us to cover. And wow, I mean, I had already gotten the movie. I gotten the movie at the library. And so I have a new favorite for you, Jamie. There's our show right there with Werewolves Within. That movie was so much fun. Hammer Horrors. I think Hammer Horror did the Vampire Lovers, David. That might be on Tubi. That one's spicy, man. That had Ingrid Pitt on it. Man, Ingrid Pitt, gee willikers. That's amazing. Seriously, she was amazing. Yeah, I loved Underworld too. Underworld was really good. Twins of Evil. Lady Frankenstein, that was an interesting movie too, but I'm not sure if that was Hammer or not. I think it was Hammer. That was interesting too. That was really daring. There's a scene in there that's really the Collison twins. Okay. I'm trying to think of the lady who was in Lady Frankenstein. But that one featured Mariska Hargitay, her father Mickey. He was in that movie, Lady Frankenstein. He was actually pretty good too. He was actually really good in that movie. I expected him to be really stiff as a board, but he was all right. The Collins, I have to go check them out. But all I know is that I saw Ingrid Pitt, and man, I was like, wow, she needed to be in every vampire movie, everyone. But yeah, that was my number one werewolf movie right there. That was so much fun. It's not the greatest effects or anything like that, but it's just the entire story. It's just so much fun, and the ending does have some bite to it. Man, there were the twins and Twins of Evil. Let me see. Let me go take a picture of that. I want to see what they. Wow, yeah, yeah, I can see that. Yeah, definitely. I definitely have to go check that out. Yeah, they're beautiful. Man, Hammer, it knows its way around. No. Oh, hey, Eric, how are you? Let's see. Eric is here. We're just talking about Mickey Knuckles and Madman Pondo. Let's see. Okay, here's a question. Would you like to be interviewed on my channel in say November or December? Of course, man. I'm always there. I'm always down to talk with you. David says, question for you. Are you a native to Michigan? No, I'm actually a native of California. Lived in California for until I was 36, and then I moved here to Michigan in 1999. Um, you know, I was it was easy too. I've been asked if I was ever homesick, and I got to be honest with you. No, no, I wasn't. I never looked back. And I saw a lot of California. I saw a lot of its beauty and whatnot, but I hear people say, I wish I could live in California. I'm going like, have at it. Uh, let's see. Jamie says, "Is it cold up there?" Let's see. It came unseasonably cold here. It's only 56 degrees right now. Uh, we are at we're at 51, Jamie. We are at 51, so we're a little colder than you. But yeah, it got a little bit nippy, didn't it? Um, when I went out to do my errands yesterday, I had to put on a heavier t-shirt. Um, yeah, Alabama is saying that we're supposed to be getting a snowy winter, but I don't know. We've had a decently wet summer, especially the first half of it. Yeah, it's well, you know what it is, Jamie. It's football season. And people ask me, well, how do you know when winter's coming? Winter's coming. How I know about it, and this is a tip. If you want to know if your weather's when's it starting to change, if you have a dog or a cat, you'll notice that its fur starts to thicken up. When you see your pet, the cat or dog, when you see that fur is getting thicker on its chest, that's when you know the weather's changing. Let's see. We had to drive. You had it really. You didn't get. You know what? I thought you got it. I thought you would get a lot of rain in Pennsylvania because I know we got a ton of it here in Michigan and Ohio. No problem, Renee. We'll be here. We'll be here. And yeah, Eric, that'll be that I can't wait, and I can't thank you enough, Eric, for hooking me up with Mickey Knuckles. That's gonna be a fun show. And you got her on September 9th. Uh, so Mickey will be on Eric's channel on the 9th of September. Um, I believe, yeah. And then I got her on the 23rd. Uh, yeah, no doubt about that. Is that's a little bit warm. That's a little bit warm for Kentucky, isn't it? Still, David. I mean, for the heading into September, is that a little bit warmer than usual? And watch out for those crazy ass floods too. Man, the South is getting pounded with flooding the last couple of years. Oh, Jamie is celebrating her 25th wedding anniversary. It's silver. I think isn't 50 gold. So as soon as you so the next one is gold after that. Man, but silver, that's not bad. I'm sure your husband will pick out something very pretty. Yep, I'm sure your husband will pick out something very pretty for your anniversary. Oh, okay. So you are getting a little cooler then. Yeah, no, it's cloudy over here. We have blue skies, but the clouds are gray. It's overcast. That's right, David. That's right. David posted a picture of that. That's I celebrated our 21st in June. It would have been our 21st in June. Man, isn't that awesome? Isn't that great? Let's see. So I caught this story. If you, I caught this story before I went on live. Um, Good old Florida, right? Once again, Florida. So I guess there's this lady down in Florida, um, and she got busted, and she's been busted many times before. And she calls herself a veneer tech, and she would charge money to put veneers on people's teeth. Um, but she wasn't a dentist. She was just, I don't know what she was, a con artist. But to put the veneers on, she was using super glue. She was super gluing veneers on people's teeth, and of course, that's obviously not a good thing. And many people were that got it found themselves in emergency visits, emergency rooms, emergency visits, and the dentists are going over there and going like, what the hell? Um, yeah, it would just cause a lot of damage. But she was going around and she was doing it from a beauty salon. Um, I don't know about you guys, but I don't know. I if I'm going to the dentist, I don't think the last place. I think the last place I would want to go to for dentistry work would be a beauty shop. But that's what this lady did. And she cost, the people who had the teeth that were super glued, of course they have to go have them removed, and hopefully the doctors can save the teeth. And it caused a lot of pain, infection, or what have you. And this person got busted for it once. They told her, it says, we'll let you out on bail, but don't do this shit again. And yeah, uh, yeah, I know. I sort of thought that too, Lori. As soon as I said Florida, right? It's the only person touching my teeth is Dr. Sinatra, my dentist, my way. Any relation to the Sinatras? Yeah, well, she got released on bail. They told her don't do this anymore. So she left the county that she was in Florida. She moved to a new county and she set up shop in another beauty salon, and she was doing it again. Um, so the authority said, well, you know what, you're too much of a menace to release. So they're actually trying to keep her in prison until her court date, until her trial date, because she's just way too dangerous. Um, hey, April, how are you? How are you? Um, just tell a tell. I was actually thinking more like Dr. Giggles, right? Wasn't he a crazy dentist? They did, or our Marathon Man. Are they safe? Are they safe? And he gives a Dustin Hoffman root canals. Oh, not related. Okay, but that was a wild story. I was like, I don't. I it's just unbelievable. How do you let that happen? But there you go. And the thing here's the funny thing was the lady was actually charging more to do this than a regular dentist. A veneer on one tooth generally costs like $900, and the lady who was doing the veneer tech, and not the only one either, she was charging like $1,500. So not only were you paying more money to get your teeth fucked up. uh, yeah, I haven't seen that in years. That's the one with I thought there was two of them. I think there's one with Larry Drake and there's one with Corbin Burnson, if I'm not mistaken. They each play a crazy dentist. Well, I can say this. Um, Played outside a lot. Um, Played outside a lot. We lived in Dixon, and then we moved to a town called Carmichael, which was a suburb of Sacramento. And about a half mile down the road was the American River, and we used to go down there and fish a lot. Uh, we would do family vacations in the Sierra Nevadas. My grandpap had a ranch there called the Rose Ranch. So I would go there during the summers. Um, then once in a while we would get in the RV and then we drive down to Southern California and we would do Huntington Beach. We go to the beach and that when went down there. Uh didn't play any organized sports. None of us did. We were more of a hunting outdoors type of family. Though I didn't do any hunting till I was like 12. And I was just getting into it. Did a lot of fishing, but but a lot of that, but we didn't do very much organized sports at all. We have game nights and stuff like that, but that's yeah. I didn't get into sports at all until I moved back moved back with my mother, and then I play organized sports. I was more of a coach. My eyes. What it was my eyes. Nobody really knew. Back then. Like they do now. But I had astigmatism on my eye, and I had a lazy eye, which you guys can see. In my videos, you can actually see my eye go. "Weet." So I had a lazy eye, which no one really knew about, and oh, it really sucks as you go out there and you're trying to hit the ball and you can't see the ball because the ball, and you see you can't. I couldn't track the ball all the way in. As soon as it left my left eye, it was gone. So I never hit the ball. Never hit the ball. I couldn't see it. Um, but I could coach it. I mean, I might not be able to hit a. I might not be able to hit the ball, but I could show you how you can hit it. So I went into coaching. Actually, I went to coaching in high school. The coach from my high school team took me under his wing, and I started learning from him. And then I coached a couple of years up at Chaffee. That was cool. That was fun. Chaffee Community College. I went there for a couple of years and learned the art of pitching. My poison ivy is slowly receding. It's not sticking out as much, but my skin's starting to peel up. So yeah, but I have it with calamine. So calamine is the thing. What it was for my patch was I think it was very small, but I spread it on myself by I didn't know I had it, and, 'cause until yeah, and next thing you know, I did have it, and by that time it was too late. I had already spread it, and because I got a patch on my on my side that was sold. That was all on me. Yeah, poison ivy's no fun at all. I think the reason why it's no fun because there's no central spot that you can scratch. Like when you get bit by a bug or a mosquito or something like that, you can go right. If you get bit right there and it itches right there, and you can scratch it right there. But with poison ivy, it's like as soon as it starts itching, it's all over, and you can't just find the one spot to scratch. So it's terrible. Let's see. Let's see. I'm so glad to have Michael Cassie back. Um, that's he's such a man. He's such a good guy. He's a really good friend, and super stoked that he's got this movie out. And it's a great movie. No Tears in Hell will be making your top touring list. I guarantee it. Um, I guarantee it. I also reviewed a new movie um, called Brute 1976. from Cynophobia, and man, I've been thinking about my review of that movie, and I think what it was for me, um, I was thinking about my review, and I think I know what I did. I think I know what I did. Professor, what's going on? Budget Ballers. Uh, yeah, I'm gonna be let's see, scariest animal. Ooh. I can't wait for Good Boy either. Good Boy's gonna be great. That's gonna be awesome. Scariest animal. Let's see. Well, I can tell you the one that almost got me. Uh, I had two encounters when I was younger. One was one when I was 8, and I was up at my grandfather's ranch, and I was picking apples with my mother Anna, and I was picking them and just dropping them on the ground, and she was coming behind me, and because she was going over the apples to see which one we could make apple pie, and you would think, Jamie, you would think, um, and all of a sudden I remember I feeling hands on my back of my pants, and I went flying. I mean, I went flying like like heads over heels flying, and of course, you get up and you're going like, like, what's up with that? And my mother was coming out backwards. She was on her hands and knees, and she was coming out like that very slowly. And then she said to go grab my brother Larry. That's right. I had a brother named Larry. Says, go tell your brother Larry to come and bring the shotgun. Uh, I was picking apples, and I was about ready to step on a sleeping rattlesnake. It was asleep, and I was about ready to step on it. And because she was on, because she saw the snake at my foot, that's when she grabbed me and threw me backwards. Um, that would not have been very good for me if I had actually stepped on that snake, because even though my mom was a nurse, we were a long way away from help. That was before life flights. Um, probably would have not. I probably would not have made that. It was a big ass snake. So yes, it was snakes for me. And then the other thing that happened when I was a little older, I was about 14. Um, we used to play in this wooded area. Um, we used to, in our by our apartments, and rattlesnakes. They're scary. They're scary, but if you see a rattlesnake, there's no reason to be afraid of it, because you're all it is more scared of you. And I've had encounters after that where I just left it alone. It was one with a huge one, and was on the road, and it was all curled up, and all you had to do is just go around it. It was not scary at all. It's just like, it was fascinating, actually. It was, you're sitting there watching it, and it was just sitting there. And people who say snakes chase, snakes do not chase people. Snakes do not do that. They go the other way. They don't want any part of you. Um, Water snakes, now water moccasins are a little different. Water moccasins are aggressive, and so is the Lake Erie snake. Jamie, you might have some Lake Erie snakes in your area. Those snakes are not poisonous, but they will chase your ass down. They're aggressive, and it's a good thing they don't have poison, because that would be a bad thing. But yes, moccasins are aggressive, but rattlesnakes are not. Rattlesnakes and copperheads, not aggressive at all. You give them the space, yeah. Yeah, we see. Um, we did. You ever watched the show called Dirty Jobs with Mike Rowe? That one had one of the funniest episodes ever, where he went out there to with a herbologist to count the snakes, and he got he got he got bit. It's like one of the few times you ever saw him lose his composure on TV. He's just like, oh, he's just like, no, just absolutely no more. I I used to love that show too, and he was fearless. But when he got bit by the Lake Erie water snake, he was like, "No, that's it for me. I'm out of here." Um, but yeah, they're aggressive too, but they're non-venomous. But Lou's are we used to see used to see them when we went to Putin Bay. They were there at Putin Bay, and there's signs in all the docks. They're saying, "Look out for the Lou's because they will come for you. You know, don't mess with them. Don't try to pick them up, even though they're not poisonous. Don't try to pick them up because you will get lit up." And he got bit pretty good. But water moccasins for sure. They're aggressive. Yeah, that's you see one of those, and especially in the water, you want to get out of there. And of course, crocodiles in the Everglades now definitely invasive along with the pythons. Yeah, I read that they had I guess they had a season where they could go and kill pythons, and this woman killed 87 of them. She got 87 pythons. She killed 87. That's amazing. Um, oh, the water snakes. Yeah, that would be interesting to go python hunting. Man, I tell you what, man, more than a rifle, I'm taking machetes. That's what I'm taking that. I'm taking those and I'm making sure they're razor sharp. Oh, the lake snakes, yes. Okay, when you said Barcelona, I didn't think that there'd be Barcelona. There's a town called Barcelona in Pennsylvania. Oh, that's cool. Oh, or well, I saw there is dens of rattlesnakes. Um, dens of rattlesnakes. They're in Pennsylvania too. In fact, there were dens of rattlers at Gettysburg. They're warned. They had signs up there warning us about that. Be very careful. Don't let your kids run out. I think part of it was too is just make sure like the family stay together. Instead of running all over the place. Oh, that's fun. I'll tell you one interesting story. So when me and Lorianne, we lived in Northville, which is right up the road from us. So we have what they call the Bloody Mile, which is 7 Mile Road. And Jesus Christ, I've never seen so many animals get hit on that road. And what was really strange is that, I mean, so many animals got hit on that road. And I remember going to the DNR. We went to the DNR office, Department of Natural Resources. We went in there and we talked about to the supervisor about getting a deer sign put up on the road. We said, well, if you put a deer sign up there, it's going to cause people to drive slower because hitting a raccoon is one thing, but hitting a deer is a whole different animal. Um, you don't want to get hit. You don't want to hit a deer. I mean, Jamie, you know that, and so does David. Live in Kentucky and Pennsylvania. You see a lot of deer. Well, we wanted to put a deer sign up by. Well, first we wanted a school crossing, and then we asked for a deer crossing because we just wanted people to slow down because people were driving on that road at 55 miles an hour, and this is a city. So it was sort of like there was like not a whole lot of houses or anything around there, but it was still way too fast, and they were killing animals left and right. Um, so they never did, and we tried telling them. We said, someone's going to get killed on that road, so it's just a matter of time. It's not if that it's going to happen. It's just when it's going to happen. And So I'm at home one day and Lorianne comes in there and she says y- that someone hit a turtle on the road. Someone hit a turtle. I said, a turtle? She says, yeah, it's a she went like this, the big ass turtle. And I'm going, um, I'm thinking, how turtle? So I said, well, okay, let me go look. So I went ahead and I walked over, I grabbed my shovel and I walked over, and sure as hell enough, uh, it was a big ass turtle. Now I didn't know this at the time, what the turtle was. All I know is like, how the hell do you hit something that big? And where's the car at? Because the car, whoever hit this turtle, has got to have damage. So I go ahead and I do the right thing and I bury it. Takes me about an hour to bury it. It's a big turtle, and I had to dig a deep hole. So okay, it's like a couple months later, 2 or 3 months later, um, Lori comes back in and says, "I just saved a turtle." And I said, "What do you mean save a turtle?" Says, "Yeah, I was crossing the road and I pulled over and I was trying to push it across the road, and then someone stopped me. Someone stopped me and told me uh, to step away." And Jamie just posted the reason why, because snapping turtles can grow to be huge, and that's what Lorianne had run across. That's what I we the turtle that got hit by the car. That's what it was. It was a huge snapping turtle, and the one that she was trying to rescue, that was a snapping turtle too, but she didn't know anything about it, like how completely dangerous that a snapping turtle is. Snapping turtle was no joke, no joke. It can take off your fingers in a heartbeat. They're fast. Their strikes are. I don't know if they're quite as fast as a snake strike, but snapping turtle are. Whew. Um, and so she was trying to help it off the road, and didn't realize that. I mean, she was fortunate that she was pushing it, so she was at the back of it. Because she had been to the side of it, she probably would have got hurt. Um, yes, we just grab them and turn your head foot and a half. Yeah, personally, I'm not gonna touch it. I'm gonna grab something along, like like a pole or a branch or anything like that. I'll help it that way, but I'm not getting in. I'm not gonna touch it. No, thank you. But yeah, the guy who stopped to help my wife. That's what it was. It was a giant ass snapping turtle. I didn't know we had those here in Michigan, tell you the truth. I didn't know that. Pick up from the tail, probably old wives' tale, but snapping turtles won't let go until they hear thunder. I don't want to find out. All I know is that they're fast as hell. Their strikes are fast as hell. There's a lot of videos on YouTube with that, with snapping turtles, and they can take down an alligator. If they can take down an alligator, they can kill it. Um, they do latch on, and then they just go down. I know you see a lot of them in Texas too. Yeah, everybody thinks about like a box turtle, a gamma, like a little tiny turtle. But um, I I saw I did rescue one a few years ago here, when I was walking in a local park. There was I think they call it a leatherback or whatnot, but he had been flipped. Um, I'm sure someone had flipped him. I'm sure they thought someone thought they were funny. They had flipped him on his back, and he was there, and he'd been there for a little bit. And I went ahead and flipped him back over and put him in the grass. They were fast too. They were fast too. As soon as I turned him over, he was done. He was gone. He was like, "Okay, thanks, bye." Turtles are, yeah, tortoises are too. I saw this one special where they're talking about the giant tortoises. they are of single-mindedness, especially during mating season. Now they may go really slow, but they will come and they will not stop. There was a reporter, they were doing a special on it, and he was out there and he was saying how, he was filming the mating area, and he was respectful. He wasn't, down in the middle of it. And this male saw him, you know, he guy was like 25 yards away, maybe 30 yards away, and he said that the tortoise started coming at him and literally chased him for a damn near mile before breaking off and getting back. He walked, he was moving very slow. I mean, the guy wanted to run away, you know, tortoise was just, but he was just unstoppable. He was just coming. And he says, if I went to the left, he would adjust and come to the left. And he was just wanting me away from the females, and almost pushed him back a mile. Yeah. Right now, that's about it. Especially during a snowy season. I tell you what's been really, despite my poison ivy adventure, but working on my yard has been actually rather therapeutic. Um, I haven't worked on it in about 15 years, and so it's really, really, really bad. And so I've been working at it and chopping down branches and bundling up my trash guys. They must be tired of my ass, because the trees that I have thorns on them like this. The thorns are on the branches, and they hurt. They go right through my gloves, and they hurt. And so you have to be really careful about it. But I bundle them up, and they have to take them. And I see the guys at the doing the trash. I noticed that one thing: they all wear long sleeve shirts. I understand that now. Oh gosh, no, not thorn. No, 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 no apples on this. Just pure thorns. The good thing is, though, is they're easy to chop down. Jamie says, I've seen few huge snappy turtles in my yard. They like to eat the bass in my pond. So I see them more often than I would like. Oh my. And the thing is, though, I'm not really sure what you do to stop them, right, Jamie? I mean, I guess you could break off the water. I mean, I think they just naturally turn away from any big obstacle. But yeah, I enjoy that. I will, today, after I do my two banners here. I'm gonna go to Subway. I have a coupon. I'm gonna go to Subway and get tuna, and then tonight I'm watching Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. That's that's pretty much all the excitement. I still just go out pretty much just once a week out to the library. Though I won't be there for the next couple of weeks though, because the Labor Day is here, so they're going to be closed. They're going to be closed next Tuesday. They're going to be closed. Oh well, actually, they said they're going to be open next Tuesday, but the donation section is going to be closed, so there won't be anything for me. Um, and then so I have to wait a week for the inventory to build back up. Did I get a free piece of cake for my birthday? No, where would I gotten that? That would have been fun. Oh, okay. I'm not sure if Kroger does that or not. Well, what about? Let me ask you guys this: have you guys noticed the grocery bills going really, really high lately? Man, it's crazy. I swear to God, I almost did this. I almost asked, because I'm not sure how people would take this, um, but sometimes people will sit there and say, can I send you something for your birthday? I was gonna, I was actually gonna ask for Kroger cards. I, I was gonna ask for Kroger. I was gonna ask for groceries because it's fucking expensive. But the cheetah talked me out of that one. Yes, it's so expensive. I went the other day and I didn't get anything. I looked at what I got. I'm going like, it's $106, and 25 of that was to Paladin because I had to get them food and litter. But still, for what I got for the food wise, $75, $80, or it was absolutely a joke. I was like, wow, there's nothing here. Yeah, it feels like the recession all over again. It feels like the recession. Left with one bag. Jesus Christ. What did you get, David? Did you get like steaks? Did you get like barbecue stuff? $87 left with one bag. My God. I can't tell you. I cannot honestly. I cannot tell you the last time I had a steak. I just I can't tell you. It's been years. Men's razors are crazy ridiculous. I get those at Dollar Tree. Hey, it's Waffles. Waffles is back, ladies and gentlemen. He was gone for a while, but now Waffles is back for good. He's come back to claim his title as best channel name ever. Just when it just oh yeah, because I'm working on a banner right now. I'm supposed to be working on a banner, but I'm running my gums. Okay, let me ask you guys, since you guys are all in the movies, like we all of us are on all into um let's see, Waffles went 4-1 in college football. Let me ask you, who we taking today? Are we taking Central Michigan or San Jose State? Let's see, Boston dog food for Jasper, razor refill, some Diet Dew, and a bag of cat litter. Well, the cat litter was the cheapest thing on the list. So probably that damn dog food. That dog food probably costs like $60. Might need to think about another cat. They're cheaper. Oh God. Don't listen to me. I love Raina. That's for me the last movie I saw. Okay, I'm putting it down here because you guys can clown on me. This is what I saw last. I saw this last night. You know what? Uh, I'm sure Jasper is totally worth it. Uh, okay, I think Mary is a dog person. Uh, I want to see what Waffle watched. What's the last thing you watched, Waffles? I swear to God, if he watched anything that was over 2000, I'll fall off my chair. Um, See, he's going to give 14 to Central Michigan. I tell you what, I'll cover that action. I think San Jose State's going to drill them. Boy, but what happened to Boise State yesterday? Holy shit! Is that the one game you lost? Was Boise State? Because I lost that one too. See, Professor Macabre mentions it's gotten so bad. I know a lot of people from the U.S. cross the border to Mexico to stock up on groceries because food is expensive to us, but way cheaper to them because they pay with dollars. Um, David watched Final Reckoning. I heard that's excellent. Jamie watched The Hunger Games. I love that movie too. Waffles. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. It was good. I said if it was over 2000, the year 2000, I would be shocked. But there it is. Waffles comes through the Deadly Spawn. What year did that come out? Waffles. That came out in the. I think it came out in the late 50s, didn't it? Let's see. He doesn't eat dry food. Doesn't eat dry food. It was a roll of fresh food for $20. Okay, well that's still like 20% of your grocery bill. That's higher than that. It's almost like 30% of your bill was the dog food. Oh, the boy, yeah, boy, I lost too. I hope they do waffles. I hope they blow. I really want them to get beat up. Let's see. Oh wow, let's see. A cube of Mountain Dew is about $13. Weren't they just like $9? Just like weren't they like $9 headed into the summer? Come on, they can't. Wasn't it like 9.99 or maybe 8.99 before during the hit before when summer hit? I mean, a 2 liter now is absolutely ridiculous. They're selling 2 liters for almost $3 at Kroger's. Uh, I want to see that Mission Impossible. Yeah, me too. Wow. Mary, I saw Weapons Together and Richboard in theaters. Uh, I have not seen the latest Superman. I would definitely get it when it goes into when the library gets a copy of it. I'm gonna watch it. Um, I'm not overblown by what I've seen. I'm not really. I'm not. It looks okay. I hate the Green Lantern. I don't know why he couldn't put him in the Green Lantern suit, and then he misused. They showed it the way he used his powers in the movie. It's not. It's not even. They didn't even try for it to be accurate. But I do think they picked a great guy to play him, and Nathan Fillion. I think he got the spirit of Guy Gardner down, but I just hated the suit. And I'm glad they used Mr. Terrific. I think that's cool as hell too. I think the one I might I'm waiting for I'm gonna wait for the new movie this fall called Night and Day. It's an adaptation of Virginia Woolf's book, Night and Day. That's what I'm waiting to go back to the theater for. Though I might go for the long walk. I might go for the long walk. That's my second favorite That's my second favorite Stephen King story. The Running Man is third, and I would definitely want to see the Running Man. I can't wait for that. That looks to be totally like right where it's supposed to be. And man, that if you read the book, Stephen King he was telling the future. You go back and read the novel of Running Man. He wrote that years and years ago, and it's today. Hell, you could even put that in for the long walk. Uh, Says I wasn't a fan of the new Superman. I like the darker tones of Man of Steel and Batman versus Superman. Yeah, I think Man of Steel is definitely my is up there. I like Superman Returns as well, but I think Man of Steel is it's pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. I like the Superman Returns because it has the most Superman moment in the entire franchise. I mean, the one moment that defines Superman is in Superman Returns. Uh, yes, network. Yes. So I got this for you. This tells this sometimes when we expect a lot. Um, I feel hell no, hell Superman 4 hell no. uh, uh, so I watched two movies recently. One called Malicious, and one called No Tears in Hell. Absolutely, banger movies. Been talking about No Tears in Hell since it came on, and Malicious is a movie that John Fallon directed, and uh, how about the question for making the movie? Why are we here? So I watched both those movies as far as my latest horror movies go, and both of them are just bangers, right? So I get pinged and I get pinged by a PR person that says, "Hey, I'm sending you this. I'll send you a link for this movie, um, Brute 1976. It's being released by Cinephobia Releasing." Now, everybody knows I love IFC Midnight, right? Everybody knows that. No biggie. But my second favorite studio or distributor or what have you is Cinephobia, and before that was Art Exploitation. Those guys have brought the fire just about every single time. Every movie has just brought fire. I mean, whether it be Art Exploitation or Cinephobia, every movie is just top notch for me. It's been it's the last 2 years. My two favorite movies of the last 2 years were The Coffee Table and then Brightwood. Michael, hey, welcome, sir. Wow, this is awesome. Hope you're doing well. Glad you're here. So I get those. I get those two movies, and The Coffee Table and Brightwood are my two favorite films from the last 2 years. So I get a chance to watch Brute 1976, and I watch it, and my reviews, I'm thinking about it, and it's like, man, my review was a little bit rough, I think, because I was just like, and I thought about it more and more, and I'm thinking, I rewatched the movie, and I'm going like, this movie is not that bad. This movie is actually pretty damn good. Has a nice homage to Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Hills Have Eyes, but it's not normally what I would get from Cinephobia. I'm always expecting it to be just absolute peak, and this movie came in underneath that, and that's not his fault. It's not his fault that it came in underneath that. It's like, you know, I'm expecting this, and I got this for the first time. I got a good film, but not a great film, and it's just like it was weird for me because it's like, man, I just had that expectation every time I get Cinephobia. I have that expectation for top drawer every time. So when something comes in that's merely just good, man, I don't think I really reacted. I don't know. If you go watch my review, which I will drop down because that's just the kind of guy I am. Um, I would ask you guys that. What movie have you guys watched that you expected it to be super high? Like you walked in there going like, this movie is absolutely going to rock, but it's just merely good. It's not a bad movie. It's just good movie. It's like this is good, like It 2. It Part 2. After seeing It Part 1 was a great movie, It Part 2 was a good movie. And you come out of there and you're thinking that wasn't a good movie, but it was because it didn't meet your expectations. But it's not really a bad movie. It just didn't meet your expectations. So I want to ask you guys that question. What's the last? Because I actually might be doing something I rarely do. I might be actually going back to re-review that film, um, because of that. Because I don't know. I'm thinking about it. Let me bring out Brute. No, Eyes of Julia, I believe, is a Dark Sky, Professor. Eyes of Julia is Dark Skies. Oh, thank you, Michael. I'm glad you're here. Oh, Brightwood is great, David. That's a fantastic film. Cynophobia, um, Dane Alcar. That movie will have you guessing. It's for all of us married couples too. If you're married, Brightwood's gonna hit a little harder than not. Let's see. Let's see. Hey, Shirley. Cheryl. Sure. I kept on now thinking of Shirley because I'm thinking about we're sending Cheryl down to Wisconsin, so we can have a Laverna Shirley moment. I hope that happens. I hope I hope that happens. Um, no, no. Wow, I thought Isa Julia I will look, but I thought that was Dark Sky. Sinners for me, I was getting a lot of hype, but I was a little underwhelmed. Yeah, so it's not a bad movie, right? It's not a bad movie. Sinners is not a bad movie, but it's not what you expected. You expected it to be like really, really high, and it really, really wasn't. And that's how I felt with Brute 1976. Um, you know, I think it's a solid thriller, solid horror, but it's not what I expect when I think of Xenophobia releasing. And I'm just wondering if I was just wondering if I harshed their mellow a little too much because every time I get a Xenophobia releasing movie, I'm always expecting it to be top drawer, IFC midnight level. I'm expecting that. I never thought that it'd be just okay. It's a solid movie. I would talk to anybody that was associated with the movie. There's definitely some, and I love the cast. The cast is really strong. Hey, Mike, how are you, sir? Um, wow, Professor says, Companion. I tell you another movie that I expected it to be good, but it wasn't for me. It was Presence. I'm dropping my review next Monday, but I'll tell you now that I was very underwhelmed by that. I was with the talent assembled for that movie. That's easily been the most disappointing movie I've seen this year. The most disappointing. I was like, wow, you got all this talent and this is all we get out of it. And hearing people talk about the end of it, um, I was like, no, 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 that's not the ending that you think. Um, you know what, Professor? I'm still waiting for the long walk. Definitely the long walk is that's the one I'm looking at now. And Night and Day, of course, Night and Day. they're saying that this is going to shut down the franchise, Michael. Like they're going to end I don't now. Does that mean the entire Conjuring universe is going down? Is shutting down after the last Conjuring movie? Or I know this is going to be the last Conjuring movie, but so they're not going to do any more offshoots to it? Because I thought the offshoots were doing pretty well. Man, I was actually hoping. I thought a companion looked interesting to me. And I've heard the nun has is solid. It's absolutely the first two, the nun and nun two. I heard they're solid. But presence was I was just so disappointed in that. It was the first time I seen Lucy Liu do a horror film since Rise. Rise was good. What did you guys think of what did you guys think of the Friday the 13th short, Sweet Revenge? It was just okay. Wow. Did anybody see the short for Friday the 13th? That was weird. That movie was weird. The way they filmed it, I thought they filmed. I thought they filmed it one way, and then I found out that they didn't. It was just the angle that they filmed it in that. Yeah, I did not like that at all, Michael. I liked the actress Ali Inaditis. I loved her. She was a badass. I was like, yeah, yeah, me too, Michael. Me too. That's my favorite major franchise. That's my favorite horror franchise, Jason, Friday the 13th. But I loved her in that movie. The final girl, I loved her. I was thinking, they can't cast her in the movie in the series. They just can't because she's just too overpowering. I thought someone needs to give that girl a straight out horror movie and don't even think about killing her character off because she's a badass. I watched her in Into the Badlands, and she is wicked cool in that series. I just yeah, another one. I have to go see that. Allie's amazing, but the way they filmed it, especially the end of it, was they made Jason look like he was like 13 or 14, like he was small. And then I'm like, and she's walking toward him, like they're gonna clash. And I'm going like, okay, well, this must be some sort of different universe because she's gonna kill the shit out of him. Um, and then I found out that the stuntman playing Michael was actually 6'5". Yeah, 6'5", really horrible camera angles. Yeah, he made him look like he was like 5'9". Yeah, when she started walking toward him, you're thinking it's an even playing field. But then you see him, then he's 6'5", and yeah, sometimes that works. Sometimes that works, sometimes that doesn't. But I didn't understand why they spent $1 million on that. They claimed they spent $1 million on that, and to me, it's like, man, that's a waste of your money. And I don't understand why they felt like they needed to make a horror film, a short like that when there's so many better movies out there made. They could have easily used somebody else's short film and used it. Oh, Skylar, I think his name was Skylar. Is it Skylar Michael White or something like that? I hope he does the series. I hope he makes the series. I mean, it would be good to have, though I'm not sure how they're gonna do that. Um, yeah, I'm with you about that. But they picked the right girl though. That's the thing. I don't think they really realized that when they picked her that like, oh hell yeah, that girl was badass. I'm getting what I'm getting that Miller and Cunningham are they're at least coexisting with each other. Oh man, Derek Mears was great at Jason. He was great. Kane Hodder, Derek Mears would be my first two, but Derek Mears is yeah, that I love the remake. I think that last remake is badass. I it's really good. And you got somebody that's even worse than Jason to root against. I mean, that's actually rare. I can't think of another movie where you sitting there going like, man, I wish that guy or girl would get crushed by Jason. That's the first time I ever watched a Jason movie where I sat there and really was hoping that I was really hoping that Jason would deal some justice. Trent was a great villain. He really was. And those kills in that movie were brutal. The girl underneath the dock, man, that's easily top five kill. Top five, easy. Yeah, Trent. He had the funniest line in the movie, but he was also the most despicable, right? Yeah, but I like Derek Mears a lot. I think he did a great job, and he actually got a speaking role. He actually got a speaking role. He was a lead villain in a movie called Lion Girl, which I reviewed, and I got to tell you, he is underrated. He played a great bad guy in Lion Girl, and that movie was a lot of fun too. That movie was a lot of fun. Very under Nobody really saw it here, but that's a really cool science fiction story. Stupendous. That's right. And I hate the only thing I really did not like about the reboot, I did not like the way they resolved the final girl. You know, I did not want. I mean, if I had to choose between saving Alicia Witt or Danielle Panabaker, I'm saving Danielle. I mean, she was, and I just thought it sucked that she got killed so close to the end like that, and just to save the sister. Is Nightmare on Elm Street also under copyright dispute? I don't know. Haven't heard a single peep of any new projects since that remake. No, but who was it that was talking? Oh, Ken from Sledgehammer Horror. He mentioned that Jackie Earl Haley has a new horror film coming out called Your Host, and he says right now it might be his pick of the year. It says he says he might be his favorite movie of the year. He says you're going to be so blown away by this. But you know what? Anybody who follows Jackie Earl Haley, we're not going to be blown away by this because he's just a badass. Anything that guy touches is magic. He is good at everything he does. Oh man, yeah, that's a shame. But you know what? I don't blame him. I think anytime that you control a property like that, you need to negotiate like the old days, like residuals. Like, you want my movie, you're gonna pay for it to air it, and then you're going to pay for it every time you show it. Every time it gets hit on Netflix, you're going to owe me something on that too. So I hope everybody with their movie that because if it's too bad that more it's just too bad that more studios they don't give a rat's ass about their talent. Um, because if they did, they would sit there and say, you know what? And it's too bad the managers and the managers and the booking agents aren't the same way, because they really do ultimately control that, not Netflix. And that is, you negotiate, you sit there and say, yeah, we'll do a Netflix movie, uh, but there's gonna be residuals. There's gonna be royalties after this. You're not gonna be able to just not be able not to pay extra. Um, it's ridiculous. Um, Actors working their ass off, and then they get paid for one or two showings, and that's it. And then now everything after that is all Netflix. That's not right. So I hope that some of these people who own these franchises, I hope they negotiate that, saying, hey, you want us, or you want us to bring us back or whatnot, because these studios definitely want to bring these properties back. Well, you gotta make sure that everybody is taken care of, because these movies are going to be seen so much more than they used to be. Yeah, it's funny. I won't name the name, but there was a YouTuber that was going to go out and try to get an interview with Andrew, and sent him a request. Would you be willing to come on and do a appearance on a podcast? And the guy answered back. He says, "Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it for, but I want $2,500." And $2,500 for an interview. I was like, "Oh man, I that's absolutely that's just never going to happen for you, pal." Uh, yeah, you're absolutely right, Professor. But it's because they're being taken over more and more by bean counters. There's nobody that runs a studio now is necessarily a movie fan. They're just there to make money. They don't look at it that way. How much would you pay for Trent? Well, you know what? I would hope that I would I would hope, yeah, $2,500 for an interview. I would hope the guy who played that role, I definitely would hope that he would get compensated. I mean, because think about it. We all talk about him. We all bring him up. We all mention every time you mention that remake. The second thing that comes out of your mouth, it's not the girl with the perfect rack. It's him. It's Jason, and then it's him. Everybody talks about that guy and his performance. Um, it- but no, but you raise a really good question, though, Michael. You raise a really good question, and that is, it goes down to, like, look at the actor who played Trent. Let's just say, for shit and giggles, he got paid a couple $100,000 to do the role. And I know it's really maybe high or too low, but let's just say, for the sake of argument, $200,000. Okay. Um, what royalties will I get after that? Well, we don't pay royalties on streamers. So that movie, where's it going to be shown at? Cable's dying. Cable's dying out. So it's only going to be streamers. Um, and here you go. You find out that movie's being seen, 80 million times, or 80 million minutes or whatever. How's it fair that he's not getting something for that? Because people are tuning in partly to watch him. That's what they're doing. They're watching Jason. They're watching him. How is it not fair that he cannot get something back from it? I mean, even if it was just a quarter, but think about how many times did that movie get seen on Netflix. I mean, even if he just got paid a quarter for per movie, or lump sum per minute, he could make a living. He could almost retire off that. But instead, he gets nothing, nothing. Uh, he would have to hope that he gets some sort of deal with a figure or a pop or Funko Pop, because something along those lines. But that's still going to be pennies compared to what he would have got in the old days, where he get a figure, he get part of that action. A novelization, he gets part of that action. Um, guest appearances, part of the action. The replays, part he gets paid for that. I mean, you still got actors that that are appearing in hit movies from 40 years ago. They're still pulling in some decent cash because they got that built in. But now actors don't get that. They get a lump sum, maybe a small window. Maybe a small window will pay you a little bit of money between June 1st and July 1st. We'll pay you a small percent, but after that, you're done. Well, I mean, the good thing about physical media is that I think some of these stores are realizing that. I read that Best Buy is now going to be opening up a marketplace where they're selling physical media. That's the same Best Buy that got rid of it. Now it's bringing it back. Um, and I don't think it's going to take too much longer before it comes back in the store. Best Buy found out just like we all knew they would. We all knew this was going to happen. They need physical media to help drive their store. Yes, you can sit there and hold out that someone's going to come in and buy a wash machine for $400 or $500, but how many of those are you going to sell a day? Not very many. But physical media comes in and it's a steady stream. It's a steady stream of people coming in to buy it. By the end of the day, you sold two wash machines, but for $800, but you sold 80, 80 pieces of physical media for, four times as much as that. So I think it's just a matter of time. We're gonna see physical media. I really did. I really thought it would come back during Christmas. Now Walmart's still carrying physical media, and I don't think it's going to be that much longer before Target does too. I think Target's going to really need to do that. Um, somebody asked me someone asked me the other day, when's the last time I went to Target? I haven't been to Target in over 2 years. I have one right down the street from me, right down the street, not even maybe about a mile away, and I have not been there in 2 years. I haven't had any reason to. They don't have what I look for. I go in there, I see, to be honest with you, I didn't always get every time I went into Target, especially after I found, my the used market. But still, what I would do for Target is once in a while they would have a sale. Um, I remember when they had a sale for Stranger Things. They were selling that for $10 the first season. I tell you what, I felt really lucky to be able to go in there and get that for $10. I thought that was a hell of a deal. Yeah, but it's not, online it's just not the same. People like, it. The thing is though, Target, yeah, people will buy only things off of Target. But what you want is you want people to walk in Target, like me. Let's say I want to get a Stranger Things season one. I grab a basket. I'm not going there first. I'm going to the pet section first. Then I'm going to the food section. I'm going to see what they have on clearance. I'm basically what I'm doing. I'm shopping this whole store. So I might get some food. I might get some cat food. I might get cat treats. The one thing I came in for was a movie, but I'm walking out with maybe 7 or 8 items, right? That's what they need. They need that. because people, and that's one of the reasons why, if you ever notice why, what you ever wonder why, like toys are in the back, media's in the back, stuff like, because they want the person coming into the store, they don't want them to be able to access it right there and then go home. They want you to stay in the store. The longer you stay in the store, the chances are that you're going to buy something else other than what you intended to buy. I came in for one DVD and I'm walking out with slippers and cat food and a cute coffee cup for the office. Um, okay, your wallet has the Blu-ray. Yeah, I'm not. I think that probably has to do, David, with more of trying to lower the theft of that. I think. Let's see. I used to either make either Black Friday to Walmart or Target because they show lower prices on movies. Because gotta try to get their movies cheap when you're a budget baller. No doubt. Target used to have some amazing deals on Black Friday for TV series. Holy, they were selling stuff for $10. They're selling seasons for $10. I was snapping them up. I was so excited when they did that. And man, I got there early. And then the next year I popped up there and it was like, not, it was bad. It wasn't even close to what it was the year before. And that was the last time I went on Black Friday. Uh, so what are you guys looking forward to watching coming? I know someone mentioned, David mentioned the Black Phone too. I thought that guy got killed in the first one though. I couldn't understand why they're making a second one. I thought he was killed in the first one. And the yeah, you should. And as far as budget ballers go, Professor, I think isn't Vinegar Syndrome doing their sale now? I saw a couple of people go live with the Vinegar Syndrome sale. I just looked in there and laughed and left. It's like, look at all these slappies in here, talking about buying movies for 40 and $50 for a single movie, and I'm going like, hell no. I'm gonna head back to my library. Um, Yeah, flea markets, pawn shops, and the occasional Goodwill have built the majority of, as for me. My video store, Dollar Tree, Family Video, the library, and have been the ones the majority have built up my collection. Uh, uh, oh, that can't be good. Well, maybe that's what maybe they're going to try to remake. Maybe if it's the same studio as if it's New Line for Freddy Krueger, then maybe that's what they're gonna do. If we can't get the rights to Freddy Krueger, we'll make a new one. That makes sense to me. I mean, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, tell us. I'd like to hear I definitely love to hear your opinion about that, David. Definitely would. $50 for one movie. Damn, that's my monthly movie budget, and I can get a lot of movies for $50. Hell yes, that's exactly the same way I do it. And I'm still battling our bookstore person. For some reason, we all fight her now. she wants to raise prices on certain things, and we give her so much shit about it, and she's starting to really hate Tuesdays. I can tell, um, because she just gets beaten up. She used to come out and talk to us, but then she started raising prices to be stupid. Special things would come in there, like she got the whole series of Charmed, and she wanted to charge $35 for that. And yeah, but I love the girl though. I love the final girl. I'm all about her. I thought she was wicked cool, but you're right. The rest of the movie, it's like, yeah, it does seem like Michael's right. It did seem like it was rushed just to get something out there. Um, yeah, she gets the like she wanted to she got a set of Charmed in there, and she wanted to charge $35 for it. And I'm going like, wow, $35 for a series that's been over with for years. Um, and it's supposed to be a quarter per disc. So basically, what it would have been, it should have been $8, $8, maybe $9, but she was trying to charge $35 for it. She did sell it. She did sell it for 25. Um, I would have paid 20 for it if she had lowered it to 20. I might have went 20 for that, because that's a little over $2 per disc, per season, and I'm all right with that. Most of the time, I don't really ever want to pay more than $4 for a TV season. Um, um, maybe. No. Have you seen what they're charging for the new 4K complete? I'm sure it's probably gonna be the same as they did for the Friday the 13th. 160. I think that when it first came out, they were asking for 160 for it. I got my copy thanks to Waffles. Waffles gave me a heads up on it when it went down to 98 or 98 or 99 on Amazon. But up till then, it was up. I think it was like 160 they were asking for, and that one came with it came with a couple of bad discs that people had to go get replacements for. Uh, See, I once got the complete Kings and Queens series for a kid $5. You know what? I got you there, Professor. I got that for $1 a piece. But no, I think I got mine for bag sale. I got mine for bag sale. No, no problem. I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here as well. This has been a lot of fun. I didn't make a single banner. I was supposed to make two. I was supposed to make two of them, but I haven't even done either one. And I gotta start thinking about getting out of here and going to get my dinner. Uh, but yeah, it was fun. And hopefully Ben is doing well, and we can get a coast to coast going. With soon with you guys, you Ben and Phil. That would be cool. Miss seeing you guys on Saturdays. Really miss you guys on Saturdays. As far as for me, the sound was good. I didn't hear anybody complaining about the sound, so that's good. So I know it was not me. And so far, StreamYard is acting well, hasn't bumped me off or made my sound go bad. So that's good. That's a good sign. So, but we'll be back here on Sunday night. On Sunday night, those who are lasted this long, me and Mary Wilson will be back. Mary will be leading us into the world of Z. That's right, we're going into Shutter mode on Sunday night for the IFC show. And we're going to be covering Z, starring that feature Keegan Connor Tracy, who I absolutely adore. And you might remember her from Final Destination 2 or Once Upon a Time. Um, yeah, it would. Yeah, Professor, thanks. Uh, Yeah, hopefully too. It's about time for me to put another dose on. Um, because I'm starting to feel it a little bit. So time for more calamine lotion. But yeah, thank you guys for coming out, and hopefully we'll see you Sunday night, 8 o'clock on here on my channel with me and Mary, and then on the 5th of September we have actress Mel Heflin will be with us, and we'll have some other stuff in September too. I just don't know what yet. Thanks for watching, and we will talk to you guys soon. Peace.